Seems like every Saturday I got something to do for the next 2 months. Oof.
I'll be avoiding it like the plague.
My goodness. And don't get me wrong. I'm a married guy. I'm a fan of marriage when it's worth it. But when you know that, half of these things are going to end up in divorce anyway, and you know which ones. Like, you'll be sitting at the wedding. You'll be like, this one ain't going to last.
Well, because you know that slut be slutty. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to use that kind of extreme language.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. But, he has no filter.
You call a slut a slut.
I mean, right. You know he's garbage.
Right.
You know that.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait.
Just so you know, the wedding that I'm going to this coming Saturday,
no slut.
None of those opinions that B-Ride just said apply. Those are other people's weddings.
I mean, just in my experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, now time for Danny Starr and the things that every woman should do before she gets married.
Yes. Okay, we got to start off with you have to live by yourself for at least a year by yourself.
I think that's important.
I think it's really important. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn how to be independent. You should also live with somebody else for at least a year because it is very, very different living with yourself and then living with someone. I had a horrible experience when I moved in with best friend Claire.
Why is that?
We are very different types of people. I'm a little more messy than she is. I'm really loud. She's not. So
a little more messy?
Yeah.
Really? Because that's not how she describes it.
Right. I mean, cause,
She said she uses words like disgusting and filthy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. She's a liar.
I don't know.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Look at your apartment once.
I think that you should definitely take a road trip with your girlfriends.
Road
just
trip.
Because after you get married, there's going to be a lot less time with them and a lot more time with your man and family, and that should be something you'll always remember. So you have to take a road trip with your girlfriends.
Okay.
You need to get your finances in order because getting married is stressful. And if you go into it with a ton of debt, nothing is going to work about that.
Oh,
marriage.
really?
Yeah.
You mean, you marry somebody and they ruin your credit.
Like instantly.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that's like.
Or they don't tell you about your credit. They don't tell you about their credit, how bad it is, that they got debt collectors chasing them down. You really got to get your finances ordered.
Women do that?
Of course they do.
My brother got married last year, and he made sure that his wife now, my sister-in-law, he made sure that she got her credit together before because he was 800 beacon.
Yep, and he's not going to.
And I had told him that story about you and Kiona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You should also
just now digging myself out of that hole.
You should also recover from a broken heart because if you still are holding on to bad feelings about a past relationship, you're going to carry that over into your new relationship and into your marriage. Like, you got to get over all that drama.
So get over it.
Get over it. Yep, you have to get over it. You need to travel somewhere exotic just to say that you did. And
Does Albert Lee count?
No.
As exotic?
No, not at all.
No, it's a very nice city.
You need to establish a strong circle of friends, a.k.a. the Bride Squad. Like, I think that my girls are impeccable. And if you don't have that strong girl support system, you're going to struggle in a marriage.
So get yourself a broad squad.
Broad
Of course.
squad.
You need to forgive your parents for not being perfect. I am still working on that, hence why I'm not married. Because parents are not perfect, and your whole life you're going to be like, well, this, and they never did this for me. And you'll take that into your marriage, and then your husband will wind up not disliking your parents. So you got to work through that.
So get over it.
Yep.
That's the
Another
main
get
thing.
over
That's
it.
the main thing right there.
You have to have at least one night that you can't remember.
Yeah.
Because every girl needs one or two of those.
You've got that covered.
Experience some really bad first dates, which I've never done. Every guy that I've ever been with was my friend, and we just started going out. I have never been on a first date.
You've never been on an awkward, weird, bad
Never.
first date that didn't work
And
out?
I'm going to work on that because I think you have to go through those.
Oh, look at the phones are lighting up.
There it
There you
is.
go.
She
And
ain't going out with you.
You want a bad date? Listen to the Tony Fly Show.
Off the phone, Doski.
And last but not least, celebrate your 25th birthday because any time before that is just way too young. I feel like I'm learning more about myself in the last year, and I'm 24. Like, I used to be like, oh, I want to get married by the time I'm 21. Had I got married at 21, I would have been a horrible wife.
So you say that 24 is
Like
too-
20, even 24. Like, you should wait till you celebrate your 25th birthday because then you know exactly successfully you should be in your career, knowing what you're doing. You should have your support system. You should have done a lot of things you said you were going to do.
Right.
And that's when, you can start making life-defining decisions.
So the main message we're trying to get out there is that women should get over it.
Really?
That's like one of the major issues.
Yeah.
And, of course, have a few nights you can't remember. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Party!
And get over it.
And get over it.
And get over it.